A soil's texture class can be calculated by feel using the hand texture method. However, this requires a level of experience. Another way of calculating soil texture class is by the use of the soil texture triangle. But first, we must identify the percentage of sand, silt and clay in the soil sample. This can be carried out using a number of laboratory methods in particle size analysis, such as hydrometer or pipette method, or the use of methods such as laser diffraction. Once the percentage of sand, silt and clay in the soil sample has been identified, the results can be used with the soil texture triangle to identify a soil texture class. This is the soil texture triangle. As you can see from the triangle, on the right hand side we have the silt percentage, on the left hand side we have the clay percentage, and on the bottom we have the sand percentage. If you look closely at the figures, on the silt percentage side you have 0% starting here, going from 10 all the way up to 100%. You notice that the angle of the number is in line with this line here. Same for the bottom. On the sand percentage, 0 starts on the right hand side all the way to 100 on the left, and if you notice the angle of the number, it's in line here as well. Again, for the clay on the left hand side here, percentage starts at 0 at the bottom all the way up to 100% here at the top. Again, the number is in line here. Okay, first we need to know what we're looking for. So if we take sand at 50% coming back from a laboratory result, we can look on the line here. So we go down to sand at the bottom, we look at 50%, so we're going to follow this line. And we can see the red line appearing there now. Next up, we look for clay, which is at 10%. So we come to the clay side, we look for 10, and we need to follow this line along here. And we can see the yellow line. So the yellow line is intersecting the red line here. And finally, we look for silt, which is 40%. We come up to 40% here. We can see it's in line with this line, followed all the way down where it intersects the other two lines. And it's at this point where the three lines intersect each other, it gives us our soil texture class. So as you can see, the soil texture class is loam. Alternatively, we can go to the USDA website. It has a really nice resource where we can find a soil texture calculator. So rather than pulling up the soil texture triangle and following the lines, we can actually input different percentages of sand, silt and clay into the boxes, and it will autofill the soil texture triangle for us, allowing us to identify the soil texture class. So as you can see at the bottom, we have an empty soil texture triangle. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enter sand percentage from the lab, said 50%. Our clay percentage was 10%. When I press get type, it will autofill the percentage of silt. So here we can see it's autofilled to 40%. So if we can see 50 plus 10 is 60 and 40 equals to 100%, and it gives us the texture class, which is loam. And if we look down at the bottom in the soil texture triangle, we can see it's marked at point loam.